Hello, Roam Runners. Welcome to the Achroma weekly live stream. I am Charles Barton, otherwise known as Viridian. I'm the Achroma community coordinator here at Roam Runner Studios. And yes, welcome to the Achroma weekly live stream for the 1st of October 2023, which is the start of a new season, not only in real life, but in Achroma as well. So we've got lots of amazing news for you today. But first, let's start by welcoming everybody that is in the chat live with me, and by looking at the question that I posed to you at the start of stream, which is around the fact that we are in a new season. So we are asking once again, which side will you be fighting for this season, Achrom or Chroma? So let me scroll up in the chat a little bit and welcome everybody in and see what people said. So firstly, welcome in Sarah and Lewis here nice and early. Thank you very much. So starting at the where the stream started, so Lewis said, do I even need to say it? Glory to Craven. Yeah, Lewis will 100% be fighting for Pixies, probably harder than he's fought for any other season, because I know this is his favorite chapter. Welcome in Shah, Achrom all the way for Shah as well, brilliant. Sarah's going neutral this season, which genuinely surprised me, because Sarah, for those who don't know Sarah in the community, has always been a massive fan of Copper Joss and the Fairies, so I'm surprised that you aren't going for Chroma. But yeah, welcome in to the three of you. Welcome in Heron, always the dark side. Time to see Copper Joss lose her wings. Yeah, so we'll talk more about it when we get into the bulk of the stream, but to give a short idea now for those who don't know, the whole point of the whole Chroma v Achrom is that the winning side after a month will determine how that chapter actually closes. So maybe Copper Joss will lose her wings if Achrom wins, who knows. Yeah, welcome in Heron, welcome in Dickon. Achrom, feel appropriate as Spirata conflict is what created Achrom, and if the Pixies lose, we'll have no plot. I love that. So what you're saying, Dickon, is that Pixies need to win so that Achroma continues to have a storyline. I mean, I think at this point it's fair to say that the Pixies have done their job, which was to... I mean, we still don't actually know, and even I don't actually know, we don't actually know where Achrom originated from. Apparently that is known in the lore, it's just not been given to the community yet. All we know is that Pixies have been mass producing it. So I'm sure Achrom would still be spreading without the Pixies if they lost, but I definitely think that if Pixies won, it's going to do Achrom more favors. But yeah, welcome in OSJ, great to see you. Welcome in Ricky, I can't decide the way it should be. Rich says, love my Draco Matt. Yeah, they're very good. Hope everyone's been enjoying those. And yes, I cannot wait for the binder to arrive as well. Rich says, not sure at the moment. Maybe I'll go to the dark side for a change. Oh, very nice. Yeah, and the sleeves too. Yeah, the dice in the little bag as well. Yeah, hopefully we'll get all of that very soon. Achrom for OSJ. Welcome in Green Bean. Go Achrom. Wow. Well, I mean, apart from Sarah, who said that she's going to go neutral, and Ricky, who can't decide, it appears that we have a very Achrom-sided chat today. So welcome in all you Achrom fighters. I mean, for me personally, I'm going to be going neutral this month, as in I'm essentially going to be playing whatever palette I want to. I'm just going to play whatever I find fun, which, you know, everybody should do as well. I might end up doing what I did for the first season in Salem Planum, whereby I fight for whichever side is currently losing to try and, because let's be honest, whether you want Achrom to win, Chroma to win, everybody wants a close fight, right? Everyone wants a, you know, last season, for example, was gripping to literally the last hour, and I kind of want that to happen again. So I'm probably going to be fighting for whichever side is significantly losing. If it's like around the middle, I'll just play wherever I fancy in that day. Lewis has bribed everyone. Yeah, very true. We will talk about those giveaways in a bit. PlayingAchroma says, Chroma does need a louder voice, though. Yeah, I think that is something I've noticed. I mean, I appreciate that in Discord, we've only got a very small portion of the overall Achroma community. You know, there's a lot of people that play Achroma that just aren't in Discord and the social media spaces. I do agree that it appears that the Achrom players are the ones that shout about it the most, and it's the Chroma players that tend to just sit at home and play games. Yeah, there's fewer Achrom players, exactly. So the Achrom players are in a smaller minority, but are fighting really hard, whereas the Chroma players are not fighting as hard, but there's more of them. So it'll be interesting. We'll see. I mean, yeah, we'll talk more about the season momentarily. But yes, so for those that are brand new to the stream, whether you're watching live with me or watching on the replay, welcome into the Achroma weekly stream. You can see on my screen, right? I always look the wrong way. This is the schedule that we go for on these streams. So we're going to start with the Achroma news, events, and previews, where I'll be talking through all of the news that has happened in Achroma this week, of which I've got a ton to go through with you guys. We've then talking about events, as in events that have happened this week, and also events that are upcoming in the next few weeks. Again, in which again we've got a lot to talk about. We then have a realm table discussion, which is normally where I'm joined by somebody in the community, and we have a bit of a short discussion about a hot topic in Achroma. This week I don't have a guest. That is on purpose. Instead, I'm going to be having a chat with you guys in the live chat. I've got a couple of questions to ask you guys, which is going to help us Realm Studios to best implement a few things for new players. That'll be a relatively short roundtable segment today because we've got a lot of news to get through, if I'm honest. And then we finish the stream with the community showcase, where we shine the light back on you guys in the community and show off any fan art, palette builds, competition stuff that you guys have been entering this week. So, as I said, I am Charles Barton, otherwise known as Viridian. This is the Achroma Weekly for the 1st of October. Let's get started with the Achroma news, events, and previews. They're probably playing and they don't even know about the seasons. Yeah, there's a lot of people that play and just have no idea about the seasons. Yeah, very, very true. Evening, Auntie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Are we getting the winner? Oh, Artsy. Yes. So, starting with news about the last Snow Dragons of Altari. So, for those that haven't seen, this is the poster for the Draco Planum Chapter 2 release. I appreciate the Draco season has just ended, but obviously the talk of the moment right now is this release. It has been slightly delayed, but hey, it means we're getting a better product. But the talking point today is that we do now have an estimated release date. When we spoke about it last stream, we mentioned that we were unfortunately not going to meet the date that we wanted to, which was essentially this weekend. And last weekend we said we don't have a confirmed date at this time. Now, we still don't have a absolutely set in stone confirmed date because we never really want to do that in case we're wrong. But it's looking like the estimated release date is going to be the 12th of October, which is in, just under a fortnight. Now, it could be sooner than that. It could be sooner. As Lewis has very correctly said in the chat, yes, we have had some cards come back to the shop. So we have we are starting to get deliveries of the printed cards. But, to give you a bit of an insight into what happens next, we obviously need to check the cards to make sure that they are the quality that we would expect. The last thing we want to do is ship cards that are got errors on them. If there are any cards that we realize have an error, then we have to send them back and get them reprinted. And obviously the team at the store has to work very, very hard. We still manually pack every single box of cards. So obviously they'll need to be picking and packing and getting them sent out. So like I said, the estimated date is the 12th of October for, the release of when you'll be able to buy it in store and send it out. Again, that is estimated, folks. So please be aware it could go a little bit longer than that, but it very much could be before that as well. Hopefully it's as soon as we physically can get it out to you. You can still pre-order the chapter 2 now. The link is down below if you want to pre-order. We are still honoring the pre-order discount that is on there, and you'll still get a promo card as well. So yeah, if you haven't already pre-ordered chapter 2, then definitely go and click the link down below and get it pre-ordered. And we have more sneak peeks of the last Snow Dragons of Altari coming up later in the stream. So if you want to see some more of the cards that are coming out in that set, then stick around for the previews in about 20 minutes or so when we'll go through more of them. Welcome in, Evan. Great to see you. Big drum roll. Good luck, everyone that entered. Oh, yeah, talking about the giveaway. And by the looks of it on Facebook, yes, sorry, I already read that as well. Cool. So the next bit of news is around the alt art comp. So again, you guys have been very, very patient, so thank you very much. But for context, about 2 or 3, I think about 3 weeks ago, might have been 4 weeks ago actually, I forget. Why has the music just stopped? Did I pause that? No, it's just a quiet transition. The music will kick back in. So yes, a few weeks ago we did a alt art competition. So this was okay, I'm gonna skip forward in the song. It's weirdly quiet. Oh, no. That's why for some reason my PC had completely muted all sound. There we go. We're back. So yes, a couple of weeks ago we did an alt art competition whereby you guys could hear it. It was muted for me for some strange reason. There you go. I just skipped it around a bit. But yes, So a couple of weeks ago, we did a alt art competition for Curdle Cove, where we asked you guys to submit your alt art entries, and we said we were going to be picking 3 entries for the winners. It was going to be 1 card from each faction. And the winners, they will have their cards redrawn by one of our official artists, but in obviously their design. It will be printed along with the other alt art cards that will be created in the similar style that we did for the other sets. And the winners will also get a free copy of their card once it does get created and printed. We had something like, I think it was 46 entries in the end, of which if you want to see all the entries, you can go check out one of the previous streams a few weeks ago where we showed them all. And I appreciate you guys have been very, very patient for the results, but I do indeed have the results. So I know there was some speculation in the Discord of like, oh, I wonder if they'll pick more than 3 winners. There is just 3 winners, and it's not out of... We wanted to pick more winners, but we have limited spaces for the alt art. We had limited spaces for how many alt arts we can do, so it is just 3. But I do have the winners. Welcome in, James. Good to see you. Or check Discord. Oh, I see, yeah. Cool. So, are you guys ready for the winners? So you guys have already seen these cards before, but I'm going to be showing you guys the winners. There's 3 winners. Congratulations, firstly, to Echo. So this is Echo's drawing of Luxmorn Fisherman. So congratulations to Echo, who was the first alt art giveaway winner. So this Luxmorn Fisherman card will be redrawn and look all spectacular. And it's it's simplistic. The team loved it. So congratulations to Echo, winner number 1. Again, these are in no particular order, by the way. So this isn't that Echo is the top alt art. It's just in no particular order. So congratulations to Echo. So the next one. Congratulations to, drum roll. I'm sure you're drum rolling at home. I should have had a sound effect. Sakura, with their Dark Water Selkie card. So again, brilliant artwork here. It will still be redrawn, even though, to be honest, this card looks fantastic, but it will still be redrawn by our artist just to keep a similar style. But again, the team really, really liked the concept and the artwork of it. So congratulations very much to Sakura for the Dark Water Selkie. And then... Hey, welcome in. Is that yourself, Brooke? Well done, well done. Congratulations. And then the last one. Yes, that Dark Water After design was amazing. Oh, it's beautifully drawn. And then lastly is Kaz for the Veil Chaser's cat. I mean, we had so many Veil Chaser cats cards that surely one of them was going to get picked. But congratulations very much to Kaz, whose Veil Chaser cat design has been chosen as well. So yeah, to be very clear though, folks, although I wasn't part of the decision-making process, I spoke to those that did, and it was very, very difficult. They had some incredibly good entries, and genuinely, everybody that entered should be very proud of themselves. All of the cards are available you can go check them on Discord or the previous stream. You should go check them out, and we will definitely do more alt art competitions. We'll probably end up doing one for every single chapter because we are going to keep making alt art cards, and we like you guys creating them. So yeah, well done. Yeah, to be fair, I don't think they need touch-ups either, but I think they will still be redrawn anyway, just purely to have them in the same style. Yeah, Lewis, if you want to do that anyway, just for the sake of it, it's probably not a bad thing to do. But yeah, very, very good. Massive congratulations to Kazbat, Sakura, and Echo. Obviously, there's going to be a bit of time before, the prizes will be sent out, because obviously these now need to be allocated to an artist. They'll need to be then drawn. They'll then need to go to print. We might have to wait until the next printing run to do that. So just to be very clear, set a bit of an expectation. These alt art cards won't necessarily be available to buy in store or in packs for a short while. But as soon as we have the cards drawn and printed, obviously those that won will get a copy, and everyone else will be able to get them in the normal ways. So very, very big congratulations to everybody. But yeah, very, very good. Now, in other news, we have the creative writing competition. So this was another competition / giveaway that we were doing, whereby we showed you this image, which is one of the images from the last Snow Dragons of Altari. And we did a creative writing competition, whereby we asked everybody to look at this image and simply write a short story, 1,000 words or less, based on what do you think happened here? Has it been some kind of big battle? Has it been some kind of, you know, hidden outpost? You know, what's the significance of that red flag and why it's been all torn up? And you know what, considering it was something different, you guys really, really impressed us. We had quite a lot of entries, actually. I don't know the exact number, but we had quite a lot of entries of the creative writing competition. We had some people doing really nice poems. We had haikus. We had stories. It was brilliant. Now, all of them have been read by the Achroma co-creator, Rachel Constantine. She was thoroughly impressed by all of them. In fact, I have a little bit of a comment to read out specifically from her. She said, and I quote, people have wrote some great pieces. It was really, really hard to choose. Oh, no, I can't read out this next line because that then tells you who hasn't won, because she mentions that. Okay, so I'll come back to that in a second. Yeah, I'm glad you like the Selkie. Yeah, it was very, very good, Brooke. Very, very well done. So I can announce the winner. When it comes to, I'll say now, when it comes to all of the other entries, I am not going to read out all of the entries on stream, just because that might take quite a bit of time. So what we're going to do is, whoever has one, that I will announce in just a moment, I'm going to read out their entry later on in the community segment, so you will get to hear the winner. For everybody else, what I'll do is, if I'm going to go back and check everybody else's permission who hasn't already told me they have permission, and I will make a forum post under the fan content with all of the creative writing, so that if people want to go and have a little read of all the other entries, they can. But with that being said, again, you're gonna have to do a drum roll yourselves because I don't have an effect. But the winner of the creative competition is Richard. Congratulations, Rich, otherwise known as Silent in the Discord, who is one of the players over at Boards and Sword Hobbies. So Rich wrote a really, really good poem, and we are going to read it out later on. But yes, just to read out the comment from Rachel. So yeah, she said, people have written some really great pieces. She thoroughly enjoyed reading them all. It was really hard to choose. She said, honorable mention to Unwound Bat Story and The Water Flows, which I believe was from Echo. All very, very good entries. She loved reading them all. And yes, she said, very, very difficult to choose from, but Rich, you did win. So congratulations, mate. I will read out your poem later on in the community segment, but Rich, you have the prize for that one was a box of the last Snow Dragons of Altari, which, considering I know you're a Draco player, you will enjoy having those extra cards, I'm sure. So congratulations to Rich for that. And again, I just want to say at this point, a massive thank you. Between the alt art competition and the creative writing competition, you know, there is nothing we like more here at Runrunner Studios than seeing the community get creative with, you know, with the Achroma lore and the Achroma artwork. You know, we love it when we see people do fan-made content, and obviously, you know, even when there's not competitions, keep it coming, but we will run some more of these because we do love seeing it. So thank you to everybody that got involved in both of those competitions. It was really, really great. You know, even if you didn't win this time, don't let it discourage you. We loved them all, and we'll definitely be doing more of them soon. But yeah, congratulations, Rich. I'll obviously we can't send you the next set until it's ready, but as soon as, you know, we're ready to deliver all the other ones, we'll discuss with you about getting your extra pack out. So well done. So the next bit of news, again, I've got so much news to go through, is all around Draco Temple. Oh, how many entered? I don't have the exact number. It wasn't as many as the art competition, but I want to hazard a guess around 15 to 20, which is still a lot more than we were expecting here. And I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, though. I'll find out, though. So the next bit of news is around Draco Temple. So, we're going to talk more about the seasons in a moment and how the seasons work. But in short, the Draco summer season has now ended. And if you cast your minds back to the start of Draco Temple season, I appreciate we might have some new players watching or listening that weren't there for that. But in the first month of every season, we have a Achroma versus Achroma event, like we're about to start now for Spirata. And the winner of the Achroma v Achroma determines how that story concludes. So because Achroma won in Draco Temple, we have now released a short story. I say short story, it's actually quite long, which details, essentially, it's a massive lore piece of what happened. And it's a story written by Rachel Constantine, which is from the point of view of a monastery keeper who is writing a letter detailing the details of the battle that ensued and what has happened since. So I'm not going to be spoiling it. I'm not going to be spoiling it on stream. But if you would like to read it, it is on our website. It has been for those that are in the Discord. It was linked a few days ago, so it has been up there to read. But there is a link down below. Go and have a little read of it. For those that are in the stream, if you want to talk about it in the Discord, you don't have to spoiler tag it. It's been there for a few days, and I'm telling people now. So if you want to talk about it, you don't have to hold back spoilers. But if you haven't already, folks, definitely go and read it, as it details the fight, and it is brilliant. I agree, it's an absolutely fantastic read. Rachel really outdid herself with this one. It's really it throws you back. Like, I fought for Achroma, and I read what happened, and I was like, I feel really bad that I did that. Like, it made me feel bad because Achroma, they won, and they won brutally. But no, it's fantastic. Definitely give it a read. So yes, definitely go and click the link down below. You can find it at Achroma.Cards under the news segment as well. So yes, Draco Temple season has finished. Now, before we talk about Spirata season, I just want to have a quick chat about the Achroma Ambassador scheme. So this is not something that is brand new. For a lot of you, you already know what this is, but we haven't really mentioned it in Discord or in stream in a while. So we wanted to re-highlight it again, because again, there's lots of new people in the community, and we want to make sure that everybody knows what it is. So if you go to Achroma.Cards, under the resources tab, you will find a link to what's called Achroma Ambassadors. You can also find the link down beneath the stream. The Achroma Ambassador scheme is a scheme with us Achroma, whereby you sign up for an affiliate link. When you sign up, you'll sign up at tier 1, and this will give you a coupon code and a link, which if you give it to your friends or use it yourself, you and anybody you give the link to will get 5% off any Achroma orders that they purchase. Now, not only will they get 5% off, you will get 5% as a store credit, 5% off the commission as store credit on your account. So essentially, if you sign up for free, it costs you nothing apart from just signing up with an email address. That won't suddenly get you spammed with emails, by the way. That's just simply to sign up. You can then send out your link to all of your friends, family, social media posts, anything, any, content creation, any way that you want to get it out there. And the more people that purchase through your link, the more store credit you will raise, so you can be able to buy more cards. Now, that's what you get at tier 1. When you get, once you have made £250 worth of sales, that's not commission, just simply sales, you will move up to tier 2, which means that your code will now do 10% discount, and you will get 10% commission. And once you have sold £500 worth of commissions, you'll go up to tier 3, which is where you will then get still a 10% discount code, but you get 15% commission as store credit, or 10% commission as cash in hand. Well, cash in hand, but cash, PayPal. If you are a content creator, so if you're somebody that is making content for Achroma, you will get injected straight up to tier 3. If you're somebody that wants to get into content creation, then start getting into it, start making some Achroma content, approach myself in Discord, and we can look to get you bumped up to tier 3. But yeah, it's a really good scheme. Now, there's something else I wanted to mention about it as well, and that is, although I don't have the exact monetary details, there's also something else we're looking for from Achroma Ambassadors, and that is we are really trying to make a push at the moment for more stores to become Achroma stockists. We're trying to get Achroma into more stores, because that means that the game will spread more, it'll get a bigger player base, and it's a win-win for everybody. And we do have a team that is working on, getting to more stores. You'll know that our team recently went up to Sheffield, up to Patriot Games. They went to Hidden Realms, Living Realms, I should say. And we've got a few others coming up soon. But we are looking for the community's help as well. So what we're asking you guys to do is, if you have a local game store, whether it's really big, really small, franchise, family run, doesn't matter, go and have a chat with them when you're there and see if you can get them interested in Achroma. If you do have a store that is interested in Achroma, then you can contact Chillman in the Discord, otherwise known as Chris Hillman in the team, and he will then contact the store, and essentially if they end up purchasing some Achroma stock to stock in their store because of you, there is, and I'm told, a generous reward for the kind of like a finder's fee, as it were, for those that can get stores on board. I don't know exactly what that number is. I've not been told, but I've been told it is generous. So next time you're at your board game store, try and get them involved, and if you do manage to get a store stocking Achroma, then there will be a nice little reward in there for you as well. And lastly, on the whole Achroma Ambassador, I will also mention that although it's not like on Indeed or anything like that, the team may be looking to hire a new Achroma team member as a sales representative, someone to actually try and sell it to stores and kind of work on getting more stores onboarded. There's no like official, hey, go to here to sign up or go to here to apply, but I will say openly that if any of you watching do think that you'd be up for that job, then please do feel free to message Chillman on Discord. Again, that's Chris Hillman, called Chillman on Discord. Just directly message him and say that you might be interested in that role, and he can have a discussion with you about it. So yeah, that's the Achroma Ambassador scheme. Again, the link is down below. Would highly recommend that everybody signs up and then pass that link to your friends. I appreciate we have got a lot of ambassadors already. Thank you to everybody that's been doing their hard work. So yeah, everybody that's already on the scheme has been doing great. If you have any questions about it, let me know in Discord. You're going to be trying with Dark Sphere here in London tomorrow. Very nice. Is it tomorrow that you guys are doing the London meetup, is it? And it was brilliant read. It was the first for an Achroma story, I believe. That's very true. Stop lying, Charlie. You was loving that Draco was winning the battle. I mean, I really liked that the Achroma won. I wanted them to, but reading the story, I'm like, whew, that's dark. But yes, it does mean the games for stronger cards for Drakes. Cool. So let's talk about Spirata. Okay, we got the poster there. I'll zoom in a little bit. So let's talk about Achroma seasons. So as it is the start of the season, I would like to explain it in full for those that don't know. So an Achroma season is a 3-month window where we have then a lot of things happen on repeat every 3 months. Now, firstly, each season is dedicated to a previous Achroma chapter. So, for example, the last season, called Draco Summer, was all around Draco Temple, which was the Draco Planum Chapter 1 release that came out last year. This season that we're now going into is the next one following along. So this is going to be the season for the Fall of Flutterby in the Spirata realm. And it is called Spirata Fall. I know that there's been a bit of debate about whether it should be called Spirata Fall or Spirata Autumn. The team is well aware that technically Fall is, technically an American term, even though it came from Old English, and Autumn is more realistic for English. However, don't forget that Achroma is a universe where even though we create it in the UK, it is across the whole world, and yeah, it works. A Spirata Fall, it rolls off the tongue better, and it works considering it's the Fall of Flutterby as well. So we wanted to go with that. So this season is all about the Fall of Flutterby. So let me break down how it's going to work for everybody over the next 3 months, which will take, for those that haven't looked at a calendar recently, this season will run until the end of the year. So this will run until the end of December. So firstly, in the first month of a season, we have the Achromata event, so which is Chroma versus Achroma. So how this works is over the next 4 weeks, all of your games of Achroma Canvas and Achroma Heroes are going to count towards a global Achromata. So every time you win a game using Chroma, welcome in Nutritious, every time you win a game by Chroma, which is by raising your shards to 30, it will count as a Chroma win. Every time that you win a game of Achroma by reducing all of your opponents to 0, that counts as an Achroma win. And we essentially look at the Chroma versus Achroma, and that will then move a sliding scale as to who is currently winning. And at the end of the 4 weeks, which will be the end of October, so that'll be midnight on the 31st of October, as in 23:59 on the 31st of October is the last minute of this month. At the end of that 4-week period, whichever side has won will officially have won the season. So if Chroma wins, that will be obviously the squadron leaders, Copper Joss and Sprat Morale, and if Achroma wins, then obviously that's King Craven, Spyro Taurus, that's the Pixies that are going to be winning. And what that does in terms of which side should I fight for? That does inherently 2 things. Firstly, we will then release a short story or lore piece that will detail the result of Fall of Flutterby. So you guys in the community are literally deciding the fate. I mean, look at the poster. You are literally deciding the fate of this battle. You know, you will get a short story detailing how did this battle finish, who has won Fall of Flutterby. Now, not only will you get a lore piece, but it will also determine a little bit about the shape of the next chapter. So moving into month 2 and 3 of the season, we will be looking to release a new set of cards, which will be chapter 2 for Spirata. So this won't be set in Fall of Flutterby, it will be set somewhere else in the Spirata realm. However, it will be directly influenced by the result. So, you know, for example, going back to this season, because Drake's won, the next release will have some more, I gotta be careful what I say, we'll have some more Achroma based cards, you know, some cards that could have kind of gone Chroma way have gone Achroma way. So you guys in the community are not only shaping the lore of this card game you love, but you're also shaping the actual cards themselves. So it's a very important decision to make. Are you fighting for Chroma or fighting for Achroma? We'll see. Now, you can keep track of this Achromata on our website. I am aware that as of right now, as of today, there is a bit of a technical issue with the global Achromata. It's not actually loading. But I will say now, folks, the games are already being tracked. I can say that for certain. So even though right now the global Achromata isn't actually loading on the website, I can confirm the games are tracking, so do start playing. But just to show you guys at home, if you want to check at any point the global Achromata, you just go to our website, Achroma.Cards, click on the global Achromata tab at the top. When this does load, the first thing it normally loads is the all-time result, and then there'll be a button that just says here for the season. And when you click on that, you'll see the seasonal Achromata. So yes, unfortunately, as of right this second, it's the website is have a slight technical issue, but like I said, the results are already being collected, so definitely get your fighting going. Let me catch up with chat and then I'll continue explaining more about the season. So yes, Spirata Falls. Good evening, Atricious. So the fall of Spirata, hint hint, Pixies for the win. Idol says Spirata Autumn still better. Hey, I think it's gonna be one that splits the room. The Rise of Spirata, Go Spiral. We'll be getting event cards. I'll come on to that in a moment. Do we know what cards other than Otrix were affected from Cove? Yeah, Dark Rainbow was one. I know the Dark Rainbow was one of them. And hopefully the Discord bots will work once that's fixed too. Yes, hopefully so. So let's talk about the rest. What else can you expect? So we've said that over the next 4 weeks, there will be the whole Chroma versus Achroma. And in months 2 and 3, there will be the next chapter release of Fall of Flutterby. Now, I will say, you know, it's not, you know, speaking openly and honestly here, folks, I'm sure there are some people in the community that have noticed that obviously the Draco chapter was delayed. And, you know, we're only sending those cards out, you know, during the next season. I can say that the production of the Fall of Flutterby cards are already much further than the Draco cards were at this point in their season. So, you know, it's not like we've just finished Draco and now we're suddenly starting Spirata. So, you know, the hope and what we're aiming for is that you will still have the release of cards during this season for Spirata. We're looking to catch up and get it out. So just want to kind of like get that out there now that for those worried, we are still aiming to get the Chapter 2 Spirata cards out during this season. So in time for Christmas. So going back to the other questions, the other things about the season. So yes, there is going to be a new promotion card. So in all other seasons, we've had a seasonal promo card. So for season 1, which was Salem, we had the Salem Spring. We then had the Draco Summer promo card. So unsurprisingly, this one is going to be called Spirata Fall. I'm going to be revealing it on screen in the previews in just a moment. So stick around for that. In terms of when the Spirata card is available, that's obviously something that a lot of people want to know. It was not ready for today, I'm afraid. I don't have an exact date for you, but I can say it's going to be... it's looking like it's going to be days, not weeks. Okay, so I know that's a little bit cryptic, but it's looking like it'll be ready in days' time, not weeks' time. So as soon as the card is now in our hands and ready to go, you know, the moment it is, we'll let you know in Discord. And just like last season, we will be doing an offer, which will be to get the promo card as well. So yes, there is going to be that promo card. What else to mention? Narrative event. There is no narrative event happening this month. Sorry, I've got a bug that's flying around my face. I probably should close my window. Would we be able to get the Spirata promo instead of the Draco promo with pre-orders? That I'm not too sure, Shah. I know that someone tagged Chillman earlier and he hasn't had a chance to answer yet. I will ask, but I can't confirm. So yes, so we're not doing a narrative event in store. So in previous seasons, we had a narrative event which normally fell in the first or second weekend, where we'd have an event in the store where you'd come and play with event cards. Now we've not done that this season, and nor are we doing well, there might be a cube event. I'm not sure about that one, but we're not doing a narrative event. The main reason for it is we have some other exciting things in the works that I've been told we're not ready to share details of just yet. But essentially we've got other events and other things being planned that have taken up our time and resources, which we think are going to be more appreciated by the community. You know, the narrative, let's be honest, the narrative event was fun, but you know, they weren't always the most popular, and the event cards, you know, there might be something that comes back in the future, but they weren't the most popular. You know, I don't think we actually sold out of the Draco ones in the end. So yes, no narrative event, but I will say, folks, it's not that it's in better for something else coming very soon. Dexter's Dragon Riders box by chance? I'm going to be honest with you, Auntie. Everything I just said, I've been told cryptically as well. I've been told that there is some very exciting things coming, but even I'm being kept aside so that I can be excited for it. So I couldn't even answer that if I wanted to, Auntie. You need event cards. Hey, maybe we could do some community ones. But yeah, so there's no narrative event. But like I said, there is other things coming, so keep your eyes out for that. And lastly, we'll mention that obviously, yes, there will be another grand tournament. I don't have it, you know, the date for that is obviously pending. I know we discussed this on stream the other day, that we are looking to get a date penciled in ASAP, because the earlier we can get the date solidified, the earlier people can, you know, buy tickets, plan trains, stuff like that. And obviously, speaking about the fact that I know there was feedback about the Bash and Achroma Grand Tournament at Five Realms Gaming Lounge running on the same day ended up not being too great, so we are looking to separate that as well. But anyway, the point being is there will be a Grand Tournament in presumably month 3 of the season. We'll get a date for you ASAP on that one. So yes, that is how a season works. So if you have any questions about the season, then let me know, but that's sort of the basics. But all you really need to know right now is that get fighting for Achroma or Achroma, because that is the thing happening right now. Evan, will there be an Achroma store at MCM London this month? There is indeed. We're going to be talking about the events in just a moment, but in short, yes. Cool. So that is everything about that. So let's move on to the next bit of news. Christmas Day tournament, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? So the next bit of news, I mean, we've kind of already discussed this anyway, but I just wanted to make a point that the Draco Summer has now ended. So the Draco Summer promo card is no longer obtainable, folks. Now, anybody that has pre-ordered the Chapter 2 of Draco Planum, the last No Dragons of Altari, you guys will have had a Draco Summer you will have had a Draco Summer promo card allocated to your order, so don't worry, you'll get that. But to be very clear, at this point onwards, if you've not got Draco Summer promo card, you'll have to look to get it from trading, because they are no longer available. They are gone. But that being said, like I just said a moment ago, the Spirata full promo card, which yes, Lewis, we are going to be showing today, is in my previews coming in just a moment. The Spirata full promo card will be ready in the next sort of handful of days, is all I can say. And as soon as it's available, it is going to be the same offer as last season. So it's going to be the same thing, which is if you spend £30 or more in the Achroma store or online, you will get a Spirata full promo card automatically added to your order. To be very clear, between right now and the Spirata full being available to purchase, which again, in X amount of days, right now, if you do an order, you won't get a promo card. So just be very clear that, obviously, we still encourage you, buy cards if you want to buy cards, but just be very clear, if you were to order today, you won't be getting the Draco, and we're not doing, like, pre-orders on the Spirata full. So just keep that in mind, folks. But yes, and then the last bit of news I've got before we move on to the events and previews, and this is also a bit of a cryptic one. Well, no, it's not cryptic, because I do have things, but This is a word-for-word phrase from the team that I've been allowed to tell you. Because for a bit of context, when I'm planning these weekly live streams, there's a lot of news that I already know about. There's news that I take from social medias, and then I always ask the team, what else can you tell me? What other news can you tell me? And this week they told me, we haven't got any other news that we can tell you today, but you can read out this. We do have some exciting news around the corner relating to the RPG, the beta document for the RPG, Achroma apps, some new products, and I quote, some meta-shaking new features. So stay tuned for future announcements on socials and nearby weekly streams. I'll read that out one more time for you, and I promise I know nothing more than this sentence. We have some exciting news around the corner relating to the RPG, the beta RPG, the Achroma apps, you heard that right, apps, new products, and some new meta-shaking features. So stay tuned for announcements and socials on new weekly streams. So I have no ETA for any of that news, but when I asked them, hey, have you got any other news I can share this week? That's what they told me. So yeah, meta-shaking does sound interesting, doesn't it, Evan? So yeah, exciting times. So make sure to come to the next weekly stream because there might be some even more cool stuff. So let's talk about the upcoming events now then. What else did I mean this time? Nutritious, trying to get down to the next grand tournament. If I start walking now, I might be there in time. I think same day would be just fine. Just need a bit more heads up about it. Yeah, that has been noted as well, Harem. Yeah, cool. So let's talk about events then. Firstly, Achroma Thursdays. I know I mention it on every stream, but I like to keep promoting it. If you live anywhere near Poole in Dorset or able to get down to Poole in Dorset, then join the Five Realms Gaming Lounge for Achroma Thursday nights every Thursday from 6 p.m. You can come in for free and casually play. There's also a £2 mini event where you can enter and win some Achroma prizes by competing in like a little bit of a mini tournament. That's always a bit of fun. Other games are always welcome. Obviously, there's lots of other stuff happening on other nights, but Achroma Thursdays, 6 p.m. until 9:30. Definitely check out Five Realms Gaming Lounge, Poole in Dorset. The next event that is a regular weekly one is Patriot Games. So if anybody is near Sheffield, Patriot Games in Sheffield runs a Achroma palette practice every Monday at 6:15. It is free to enter, not a competition. It's just basically a regular meetup of Achroma players. So if you live near Sheffield and want to head there, then please go in and say hello to the community and get involved. And Bash as well. So every Tuesday night at 6 p.m, Boards and Sword Hobbies in Derby also have an Achroma night where anywhere between sometimes 5 to up to about 20 players of Achroma can get involved. So if you live anywhere near Derby and don't need something to do on Tuesday night, then go check out Boards and Sword Hobbies, 6 p.m. That is where they play Achroma there as well. So yeah, very, very exciting times for those that live anywhere near those. And the next event to talk about, This is the best picture I could get, unfortunately, because I don't have a picture of them. I didn't want to grab a random picture on the internet with loads of people on it. But what you're looking at here, folks, is we have a potential new store that we're going to be doing a demo at. So like recently, how we demoed at Living Realms and Patriot Games, the next place that we're going to be demoing the game is in Peterborough. So I don't know if anybody in the community lives in or around Peterborough, but the image you're looking at right now is the, I think it's called the Angle Gaming Lounge. I think it's called that. The Angle Gaming Lounge in Peterborough, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. So on the Saturday, 14th of October, so 2 Saturdays time, from 1 p.m, it will be Chillman, myself, and I think possibly Troy. But at least definitely me and Chillman, we're going to be heading to there for 1 p.m. and we're going to be demoing Achroma in the store. So if you live anywhere near Peterborough, then we would love for as many of the community to turn up and join us there and kind of like get a nice Achroma presence, which will obviously be great for the store. But yeah, we're going to be demoing there. So if anyone could join us, then please be there. I'll obviously promote it over the next few weeks. And then the next event, which we did mention earlier, is yes, we are confirmed to be at MCM Comic Con London at the end of October. So this is the 27th to the 29th of October. We will be at MCM Comic Con in London. I do not know yet which stand number we are. As soon as we know that, I will let you know so you guys can leg it to us to begin with. But hopefully there's a few of you coming to Comic Con. If not, there is still tickets available, I'm aware. And yeah, come and see us. Obviously, you know, there's good reason to come and see us at the event. We always do event discounts. So if you want to come and get some new cards, you will get a decent discount by picking them up in person at the events. We always have promo cards that are there for the taking. So if you want to grab an extra Spirata full promo card and potentially even an Altari promo card, then definitely come and see us at our events. There normally is play space as well. It depends on, I don't know how much space we've been allocated in MCM. Sometimes we only have a very small table for a couple of seats at a time. Sometimes we have more, but you know, depending on what time you come, whether it's quiet and space, you'll obviously be able to play some games with us as well. And obviously you'll be able to meet the team if you want to get some things signed or just generally say hello to the team. I don't think I'm going personally. I haven't actually been told either way, but I don't think I'm going to be there. But obviously there'll be a lot of the core team, so definitely worth going. Can't wait to see the Achroma team at Comic-Con. Awesome. Thank you, SJ. Well, I see. Pleasure to see you on behalf of the team. I may or may not be there. I'm not sure yet. They have an area in the Platinum suite where you can play. Yeah. So even if you don't play at our stand, there will be obviously tables to play. Absolutely. So, you know, what I'll probably do is on the weekend, I'll probably make a thread under main chat for Comic-Con. So if people want to like write in Discord, hey, I'm here at Comic-Con, who wants to meet up and play some games, we'll make that a thing. It was a lot of fun last year. There were me and my friends loved the game. Oh, I see. Yeah, I mean, I found Achroma for the first time at MCM Comic-Con in April 2022. Sorry, May 2022. So yeah, it's great. You definitely people should give it a go. Would love to play games with people whilst I'm there. Awesome. So yeah, we will be there, which will be awesome. So those are all the events to talk about. Would you guys now like to see some previews? I know there's a lot of you thinking, come on, Charlie, come on, show us the previews. So I've got the first thing I'm going to preview is indeed the Spirata full promo card. Now, there is no prizes for guessing how many shards it's going to cost and what the ability is going to be, because in the same fashion as we've done, we are obviously trying to make it that the cards are balanced. So the card, unsurprisingly, is a 2-shard steal. But what you guys really want to see is the artwork. Yeah, 6 shards for Raiders. I think this card is beautiful. You ready? I was on the wrong screen. There we go. Spirata full. Hey, black and yellow. Well predicted, Dickon. Also, my music has gone quiet again. There we go. But yeah, how pretty is that? I genuinely think that is the prettiest promo card so far. I loved Draco Summer, and I love Spirata Full. But yeah, I agree, that would make a great fall card. It's really spooky. Obviously, the leaves are amazing. I love autumnal colors. But yeah, that kind of orb being corrupted by Achroma, it does look amazing, doesn't it? And we've got some lore here. Leaves and plants begin to wither and flutter by falls. It's not just the seasonal change causing this. Yeah, very Halloween vibes. Also, it should be mentioned that obviously, for those who don't know, the birthday of Achroma, as it was, is the 31st of October, because it was the 31st of October 2021 that we released Curse of Curdle Hill. So it's actually on Halloween that is it'll be Achroma's second birthday? Yeah, second birthday. I don't know if any events are happening for that. If we do, I'm sure we'll find out. But yeah, Spirata Full, there we go. So that's the promo card. I'd say it's a moon, not an orb. Yeah, I agree. It kind of, yeah, it looks like a sun or a moon. I mean, it has a bit of a core to it. Who knows? But either way, very beautiful card. Well done to the artist for drawing that. And you guys will be able to get that. Like I said, it's not available today, but in the coming days, not weeks, we should have we'll have this available for pickup in store, and also the usual offer of spend £30 or more and you'll get a copy of it added. But yeah, we go. That is Spirata Full. I hope you guys like that. As always, all of these sneak peeks will be put into the Discord after stream. Now, the next images, so I've got some previews to show you. And now these next previews are all for the Chapter 2 Draco Planum release, the last Snow Dragons of Altari. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 images are actually images that some of you might have seen before. Because, you know, not everybody that watches the stream is in Discord, and some of these ones have been shown in Discord or on Facebook, so we're just going to show these first. I'll go through these ones relatively quickly because these have already been sneak peeked in Discord, but then I do have some new ones for you as well. So firstly, we have, and I don't know how to pronounce these names properly, if I'm honest, Bugir of Snivari. So this is another one of the legendaries, a heroic character, again of the Aluros character type. 6 cost, +2, the ability to hunt, and that is every turn. And if the hunt is successful, put the character targeted by the hunt in your hand. So you could play, Buggear down, hunt the Ray or the Copper Joss on the other canvas, and then if they don't get rid of that character or don't get rid of your Buggear, then when it comes back around to your turn, you now have a Copper Joss or a Ray in your hand. Also, welcome in, Marco. I can confirm it was an orb. Ah, very nice. May we ask, Marco, was this your handiwork? Was it yourself that drew Spirata Fall? For those who don't know, Marco or Mark Obi is one of our talented artists for Rummer Studios. Yeah, it's brilliant. And I can confirm it was an orb. Indeed. Ah, well, in which case, many kudos to you, Marco. Beautiful card, as you can see people saying in chat. Bit of a round of applause in chat, please, for Marco. We'll need you to sign one at one point. Oh, that's nice. But yeah, so Buggear, very, very cool legendary. Now, there's a theme going on here. We've now had all the legendaries revealed. We had 2 of them on the last stream. So the next one is, and I think I'm saying this right, Boomashka. So Boomashka is one of the other dragons who protect Dexter in the world of Achroma. Boom is a 5-cost legendary, +2 in the resolve. He is a dragon. Sorry, is it he or she? I'm not actually sure. I don't actually know. I'll say they just to be safe. Whilst Boom is on your canvas, other players may not deploy action cards. So this one is massive. This is such a crazy ability that, you play down Boom and now other players can't deploy action cards, which makes it much, much harder to get rid of Boom. Basically, the only way to get rid of him is to attack into him or play characters and locations that have actions, like a Razor character. So it's going to be much harder to get rid of Boom, and it really shuts down certain palettes. So incredible ability here. And the lore on Boom is Boom Marshka is uniting the dragons and protecting those fleeing the fallen temple in Arcosphere. Because yes, if you haven't already read the story, it's linked down below. The temple has fallen. Dexter, Dexter's other protector. That's for a 5-cost card, that's very, very strong. Very, very strong. It's a shame that you can't combine Boom with Dexter in canvas, but the first thing I'm going to create when I have these cards in my hand, I don't know about you folks, is I'm going to create an Achroma Heroes palette that has Dexter, Boom, I forget what the other one's called now. It's gone out of my head, but the other, I think it's the other legendary. But yeah, Crackle, that's it. Thank you very much, Shah. But yeah, I'm going to create a canvas palette that's all around Dexter and his dragons, which is going to be awesome. But yeah, so that is one of the legendaries. Let's look at the next one. I guess we have 2 tribes of cat people fighting each other. It would appear so. Not gonna lie, I'm going to make a heroes pack. Yay, absolutely. Me too, Heron. I cannot wait for it. So this is the other legendary that's been revealed already in Discord. So this is Hula. Again, I wish I was given the pronunciations for this. Hulala. I don't know if I can pronounce it properly. I am destroying this. My apologies, folks. I'm sure you guys can probably say it correctly in your heads. Just cope with it. Welcome to the stream. Does this stop actions that are attached to characters or just action cards? Just action cards, just cope. So if you were to play Tenebri, for example, Tenebris. To play Tenebri that has the action of erase a character location, you could still play him. Actions on cards, okay. It's just action cards that can't be played, as in the card type action. So yes, characters like Tenebri is actually going to be a good counter to Boom. But yes, going back to the actual this card itself. So this is a heroic location, 6 cost, and it has a +4 in the resolve. So that's a nice solid resolve. It has the keyword freeze. So every turn it can freeze another card, which is to essentially stop it from resolving. Now, here's the interesting thing. During your turn, this card becomes a heroic character with a strength of 6. So on your turn, you could actually use this card to attack like any other character. But when it's not your turn, it isn't a character. So basically, it can't be attacked. So basically, it's really like a character that can't be attacked. It also makes it harder to get rid of because when it's not your turn, it's not a character. So therefore, you can't play a card that is a Razor character and get rid of it, which is quite cool. And the lore on this one is an ancient ice god awakens beneath the light of the moon to protect the creatures of Altari. But yeah, we're just about to ask that question. Seeing he's already on the field, he won't get summoning sickness. I think he still gets summoning sickness, as it were. So if you play him this turn, he becomes a character. You can't attack him straight away. You're still going to have to wait till your next turn to attack with him, as far as I'm aware. I haven't been told otherwise, but I'd be surprised if they made a weird rule just for him. Poor Asa and Apollo action decks, yeah, they're going to be... It's always good to have counters, obviously. Cool, so that is that one. And this is the other legendary that has been... again, this is still ones that have been shown in Discord so far. So this is now the last legendary. So this is Mist Morgana. They are a 5-cost Achroma card with -2 in the resolve. Once during your turn, you can replace a character's ability with this character must attack until your next turn. So it's effectively you choose... Yeah, I love the art of this card as well. It's brilliant, isn't it? So essentially with this card, you choose any other card on any other canvas. Their ability completely gets negated and they have to attack on the next turn. And it has been answered in the Discord that when you have cards where their ability is their resolve, for example, Detective Huxon from the Mage's Elites, his ability is +1 for every character location on your canvas, that ability would cease to exist. So he'd still get his natural resolve of +2, but he wouldn't get the extra resolve. Essentially, any of the ability text would get completely removed and changed to this character must attack. And you could do that once per turn. And obviously when it comes back round to your turn, the ability would then, you would then change the ability. So yeah, it absolutely, cards like Copper Joss, Ray, complete counter to those specific cards. I mean, it's a counter to really every card. The only cards that it's not a counter to are cards that don't have abilities, of which pretty much every rare, and I mean, put it this way, Oh no, it's only a character's ability. Ignore me. It's only characters. So you could... I was about to say that you could use it to like counter Entombed Elders, for example, but no, it's only characters. Ignore me. So yeah, it's pretty much it's a pretty much counter to any legendary or rare character. It's brilliant. This card is beautiful, and I already have an idea of how to build a deck for this card. Oh, interesting. Looking forward to seeing that OSJ. I'm good, dude. The new dragon will stop Corrine, or is that someone you normally play with? Gets rid of poison. Yep, it would get rid of poison as well. Yeah, so if you let's say somebody had a Fungua on the other board, you could play Mist Morgana and say, yep, I remove the Fungua's ability, and that would remove poisonous and make Fungua have to attack next turn, but with no poisonous. Poor Fungua. He'd be all sad. Speaking of Fungua, we still got the Fungua that Marco made me here. He's still chilling on my desk. He maybe won't have that smile when you remove his poisonous. This card is mint. I already love it. I know. It's awesome, isn't it? It's so many options. Since Copper Joss has Splat and can't be attacked, does it replace both? Yes. Effectively, everything on the card's ability would go. So if you used Mist Morgana's ability on Copper Joss, she effectively becomes a 4-strength character with +3 in the resolve. That's it. And she has to attack. She has to attack. And obviously, that's what you really want to do is you want to get Mist Morgana out with protection or an object, because then imagine if you have no other characters out and your opponent has Copper Joss, they're now forced to attack into Mist. Obviously, what you wouldn't want to do is play Mist when your opponent has a 6-shard character, because then they're just going to attack into Mist and get rid of her anyway. But keep in mind that if your opponent had a 6-cost character, like let's say your opponent had Darnacusk, and you on your turn play Mist Morgana and say, yep, the Darnacusk now has no ability. If they attack and kill into Mist Morgana on their turn, they don't instantly get their ability back. That card still doesn't have their ability until the start of your next turn. It's not like a whilst Mist Morgana is out on your canvas. Cool. Yeah, and then you can attack Copper Joss, exactly. So yeah, very, very cool legendary. Now, the next one I'm going to show you, less of you might have seen this. This was actually posted on our Facebook page. Don't forget, we do have a Facebook page. It is linked down below, and sometimes sneak peeks will be put there first. This one was posted in the Discord by, I think it might have been Ricky, or someone saw it in the Discord and posted it in there. So some of you may not have seen this one. This is Gritfell Drake. It is a common card, 2 cost, -1. And yes, to everybody's delight, there is going to be some new Drake cards, which will make Drake, cross building palettes from Draco Temple is going to be even better with more Drakes. So very cool looking Drake. Love the design of this one. And the ability here is when Gritfell Drake is erased, draw a card, which people were talking about in Discord, that not only is that just a really good card, because, hey, if you do end up getting a card erased, at least you get to draw a card, but it's also a really good sacrifice target, because sacrifice into that card and you obviously get to draw a card. I appreciate there's not going to be necessarily, sacrifice potentially as a keyword in this set. The whole point of it is just when it gets erased, you get to draw a card, but it would be a good sacrifice target. I saw this again today and love the design. Yeah, me too. The art is really awesome. Did you out of interest, Mark, are you in the stream? Did you do any of these characters, or were these all Matt Vince? So we got a bit of lore here as well. These bitter drakes were abandoned by their own and aligned themselves with the ways of the Tumultus. So it looks like these are drakes that have split across and then sided with some of the cats. Nope, objects and actions with me. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeah, very, very well drawn by Matt. But yeah, so there we go. We got a new Drake. Vinny is a character guy, very true. But also should be mentioned by the fact that yes, this image is a physical image. This should show you guys that we have started getting some of the cards in stock. So it shouldn't be too long before these cards are in people's hands. So is there like a Drake gym, or is this guy just naturally swole? Maybe there is. Maybe there is. Maybe we'll find out. It might be one of the locations. Who knows? So that is Gritfell Drake. Now, the next one, I don't know if this was on Facebook, but I think we're now moving into the territory of that. What were the 3 new factions called again? I'll have to look in the Discord for you. It's in sneak peek. Let me find it for you now. I'm pretty certain I put it in the sneak peek. I thought we had. I thought we had put it in the sneak peek, but it turns out I haven't. I will find out the official names for you because I don't know off the top of my head. So I will find out for you, Dickon, because I'm pretty certain we have revealed that somewhere, and I'll mention it in Discord. Please, someone make a fan art of the Drake Gym. We need this in our lives. They got buffed from the Achroma win. Yeah, very true. Next fan art is Drake Gym. Absolutely. You drew. That's okay, Dickon. Good question. Sending the message chill to make Drake Gym a location. Thank you, Marco. Can I post here from playtest? You know what? Just to be safe, I'm going to say no, Lewis, because I'm now doubting myself as to whether we actually have posted the faction names or whether we've just shown cards. So just in case we haven't revealed that, I'm going to say no, but I will double check with the team. And if it is something I can share, I'll pop it in Discord and re-mention it next week. But then going to the next card to reveal, we have got another card here. We've got Slevini. So we've got a fox type character. So this is a creature. It is a uncommon, 2 costs with cyan. Yeah, very cute. I like it. And the resolve is X equals the number of creatures on your canvas. So this is going to be really good for creature palettes, which I've always loved people building creature palettes, which obviously if you were to mix this with, I think we're going to get a lot of creatures because I'm pretty certain one of the factions is creature based. Because obviously dragons don't house creatures. Yeah, I'm almost certain we've revealed the creatures because we spoke about one of them is literally all creatures. But yeah, so this is going to be really good for creature palettes. Obviously mixing with some of the creatures from Draco Temple too. But yeah, and a bit of lore, this Sly Fox will use other creatures to its advantage. So yeah, very, very cool there. But yeah, a nice fox with lovely pink eyes. Yeah, it's very, I mean, it looks a little bit, like Humph. It's a bit annoyed, but yeah, it looks very, very cool. So there we go. That is Slevini. I have a few more cards for you. We have Dragon's Flare, which this is an action, so you can compliment Marco in the chat if you like the artwork. So Dragon's Flare, a 2-cost action to erase a character. Scorching Flames can defeat any foe, no matter their size. As you can imagine, with every release, we're going to have some cards that are, erase characters, erase locations, stuff like that. And this is none the wiser. So a 2-cost Dragon's Flare to erase a character. As always, I think it's beautiful artwork. The flames look awesome. Very, very cool. And it's great to have some more actions that can do some erasing. Very, very cool indeed. It is indeed a spell. Where's my drink gone? Very, very cool. I need this card in my life very, very soon, Just Cope. I'm not sure if you have pre-ordered already, but very, very soon. So that is Dragon's Flare. We got a couple more to show you. This one, I've seen the we've seen the artwork for this one. We need some more character killers. Yeah, we do indeed. We have Rathma. So we've seen this one teased the artwork. We just hadn't seen the ability. So this is a rare card, 5 strength, -2 in the resolve, with the ability of Hunt. Erase the character. So if the hunt is successful, erase the character targeted by the hunt. You may also erase a location from any canvas. So it's kind of like multiple heads biting. So you would, as a reminder of how hunt works, yes, it's all part of the hunt. You know, you would hunt a character. So you play Rathma, and let's say I would hunt the Funguar on your board. If when it comes back round to my turn, if the Funguar is still on your canvas and the Rathma is still on my canvas, the Funguar would be erased, and I can then erase a location from any canvas. But yes, all part of the same hunt. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, because otherwise it would be a once per turn thing. If I'm wrong in that, I apologize, but I'm almost certain it is the fact of you have to be successful in the hunt. But if I'm wrong, I'll find out. Rathma prowls at Kokora Bree's side, a cruel and ferocious beast from Wolfgang Woods. Ooh, Wolfgang Woods. Is that potentially going to be a location? We'll see. We'll find out. Very cool. I love them. Good puppy. Yeah, they're good. They're not angry at all. Do you know what I do want? If anybody wants to... whenever somebody gets around to doing an alt art competition for this set... obviously, I have no choice in what alt art wins, but do you know what I want to see, folks? You know the meme, which is the 3 dragon heads, where 2 of them look really vicious and then one of them looks really derpy? I want to see that, but with Rathma, like 2 really angry wolves, and then this one is just like derp with his tongue out. That'd be really cute. Does divert stop the hunt from taking place on that character? Yes. So divert as a keyword means you can divert an ability targeted on your card. So if I had Rathma and I said, I'm going to hunt your Acer, and you had a card with divert like, what's the Mage Elite divert lady called? Kelby. Let's say you had Kelby and Acer on your board. You could turn around and say, I'm going to use my reaction to divert that hunt from Acer to Kelby. So now Kelby would be the hunt target, which obviously means when it comes back round, erase the character targeted by the hunt. Obviously that wouldn't happen because Kelby has protection. However, you would be able to erase a location from any canvas because the hunt was still successful. It's just the character doesn't get erased. So yeah, very cool. It's fluffy. But yeah, so divert is a counter to hunt. But let's say I hunted Acer last turn, you couldn't change the divert that turn and change the hunt. Was, you know, that is very true, Lewis. So let's say you had Acer on your board and it's my turn. I play Rathma and say I choose to hunt your Acer. It then comes to your turn and you play Kelby. You can't now say, yeah, I'm going to use Kelby's divert to divert that hunt to me. It's you must do it as the hunt is initiated. Yeah. Like a Herald's Dragon thing, or the 3 hyenas from Lion King put into one. Yeah, exactly like that, Heron. Exactly like that. But yeah, a very, very cool card. You know, a great card to be able to get rid of characters and locations. So yeah, good choice of card. And then I have, I believe, one more for you this week. We have Icebreaker. So this is a 2-cost event where, an action card. Yeah, it's basically like Cerberus. And this card is all frozen cards on your canvas are no longer frozen. Break the shackles that bind you. So this is this is one of those cards that I appreciate some of you looking at might turn around and go, it's a very situational card. It's one of those cards that I imagine it's not going to go into many competitive palettes. It's very much there as a counter to other palettes in this set. You know, there's always cards like that in each set. So I imagine that freeze is going to be a very commonly used keyword in the future, considering how strong it is. So it's a great little card you could use to counter frozen. But apart from countering frozen, it's not going to be too great. But keep in mind that there are cards that freeze your own board. For example, I think it's Crackle that will freeze all cards, including your own. So you might actually end up building this into your own freeze palettes, so that if you end up freezing all of your cards, you can use this to break yourself out of it. Yeah, exactly. Combine that with the one that freezes all of your cards as well. Exactly that. Yeah. You get it, Heron. You get it. So yeah, and another one drawn by Marco there. So very, very amazing artwork on the ice. Look at that. I love the kind of the black details on that shading. Very, very cool. So yeah, there we go. Those are some more of the sneak peeks for the next set, The Last Snow Dragons of Altari from Draco Planum Chapter 2. Again, if you haven't already pre-ordered it, you can find the link down below where you can still get a discount and promo card for ordering. And we will have presumably have some more sneak peeks for you throughout the week. And I should mention, I will talk about the community segment in a moment. There are some more sneak peeks to see, but I'll mention them in just a moment when we get to the community segment. In fact, you know, I may as well mention it now. I may as well mention it now. It makes no sense to delay it. So kind of going slightly ahead to the first part of the community segment, we normally like to mention some of the creator content that's been created. So I should mention that this week we also gave some unique cards to be revealed to some of our Achroma creators. So we gave to, in no particular order, Achroma.Tools, Draco Temple, and PlayingAchroma. So those three creators all got given exclusive cards, which I've not shown on stream today and have not been revealed in the Discord yet. They are exclusive to those creators. So if you have not already seen them, you can see linked down below. You can find links to Draco Temple, to Achroma.Tools, and PlayingAchroma. Check out all of their recent articles if you want to see even more cards that have been previewed there. Oh, the box lore mentions creatures. There we go. I knew it had been revealed. So there we go. For the factions of this one, it's the creatures of Altari, the Snivari, and the Tumultus. Yes, there we go. Thank you very much for checking that out, Lewis. But yes, so if you want to check out the Achroma creators and their exclusive previews, check out the links down below. We'll talk more about those creators and some of the other things they're doing momentarily. But with that in mind, that is the end of the Achroma news, events, and previews. I can't believe that took an hour and 10 minutes. I did say that it was going to be a long events and previews. So, technically, what is next on the stream schedule is the Realm Table segment. Now, I'm going to be honest with you folks, this is going to be a very short Realm Table segment. Firstly, because I've got a lot to talk about on the community showcase. So I've kind of shortened the Realm Table today. What I really wanted to just ask you as a community, it's going to be a very short one. So I want you guys to tell me in chat now, and there will also be a space to be able to tell me in Discord after stream if you can't think of anything now. But something that I would like to work on is that in the Discord, we have a frequently asked questions section, which hasn't really been updated in a while. And we also have a frequently asked questions section at the bottom of the rules page, which also hasn't been updated in a while. And I'm looking to try and collate a better, I want to try and make a better frequently asked questions section to assist new players with getting onboarded in the game quicker. So what I want to ask you, and please type in the chat now if you know straight away the answer to this, otherwise put in Discord later on for me. What I want to know from you guys in the community is what information did you not know initially about Achroma, the card game, in terms of rules and how to play, that you wish you would have known sooner? Or what questions did you have very early on that could have been answered sooner? And basically, I want to collate, you know, the public opinion of what do you think, you know, what would you have benefited if you'd have found out sooner? And I want to take those answers and make a bit of a better FAQ section for that. So Lewis has come straight in with protection, why it's different to can't be erased and when it doesn't apply. Nope, very, very valid. Obviously, there are some things that that hopefully are explained. You know, maybe we could change the wording of it on the actual keyword of the website, but we could definitely do an FAQ for that. But yeah, so that's really all I wanted to talk about in the round table segment. So have a little think, guys. If you can think of anything, pop it in the chat. If you can't think of anything right now, I will put a post in the Discord where you guys can then think of some ideas and pop it in there. And I will look to update the Discord FAQ and get the website FAQ updated ASAP. But yeah, so have a little think of what you would like to see there. But moving on, we're going to move straight onto the community showcase as well. How does your turn work? Like a simple step-by-step. Yeah, that is also one thing that I am working on the sidelines as well, Shah, is a kind of a... I feel like we did have the turn order cards. I'm looking at making a small handout that would kind of have a condensed version of the rules on a single handout that would make it a bit easier to work as well. Yeah, simple step-by-step. Why you can't split, steal, drain, and cut from the card? Yeah, that's a very good one as well, Lewis. I absolutely agree, because that's a very common misconception as well. Thank you very much. But yeah, keep them coming in the chat, folks. I'll keep reading them as they come in. In the meantime, I am going to go to the community showcase, so I'm not just kind of sat here saying nothing. But thank you very much to those that put it so far. OSJ, rule difference between 2-player games and more than 2 players. Yep. That's a very good one as well, OSJ. I agree. There needs to be some clarity around the rule difference around, when you can steal and stuff like that. Cool. Fantastic. Thank you very much. Right. Yeah. In the meantime, let me load up the community showcase. So, the first thing I want to mention about the community showcase. Show what cards can be played during your turn. What do you mean, what cards can be played during your turn, Dickon? Do you mean, like, the fact it's, like, characters, locations, and stuff during your main step and actions outside of your main step? Is that what you mean? Sarah, Splat and Squish needs another card on the canvas, just like Trainee Painter. Okay, that needs to be clearer. Some examples of actual gameplay, that could be good as well. Yeah. Like action is... Yes, the fact that action is anytime. Yeah, that's something that is very commonly missed as well, Dickon. I agree. So the first thing I want to mention is about creator content. So I've already mentioned that you should definitely check out Draco Temple, Achroma.Tools, and PlayingAchroma. Their links are all down below because, like I said, they have exclusive previews. But I also want to mention that you guys should check out specifically Achroma.Tools and Draco Temple, which I believe the article is coming out later this evening, because Echo from Draco Temple and Lewis from Achroma.Tools have both created a bit of a community giveaway. So Lewis really wants Achroma to win this season. So Lewis has created a community giveaway where he is offering the chance to win a Achroma Pixies palette that he will pay for, where essentially to enter that giveaway, by the end of the season, you need to have a -10 on your Achroma slider. So you need to have won 10 more Achroma games than Chroma, I believe. Is that right in saying, Lewis? You just need to have a -10 difference. So if you've won 10 more Achroma games than you have Chroma at the end, then you'll be automatically entered into Lewis's giveaway. And Echo is evening the score a little bit with, if you have 10 or more Chroma wins, he will automatically enter you into the Chroma giveaway, where he'll be giving away a Chroma Squadron palette. So whether you fight for Chroma or Achroma, you have a chance to win in a community giveaway. If you want to read more about their giveaways, then check out their articles linked down below. I believe the Draco Temple one is coming out later this evening, so you might have to wait for that one. OSG, where I didn't know about the action thing. Yeah, it's one of those things that it's quite often missed. So yeah, you can play actions at any point on your turn. Heron also said Shield Wall for me, as I always think it gives a +1 to defense and not a +1 on attack, mainly because I think Shield Wall is defending. Yeah, that one is a very common misconception as well. So that is a very good point as well, Heron. Thank you very much. Yeah, I hadn't known about that action. So if you play an action in another player's turn, no. So when it's somebody else's turn, OSJ, I mean, during someone else's turn, you can't play cards. Not as standard. There are certain cards that will allow it. For example, Delilah's Cauldron, that allows you to play actions during other people's turns. And obviously, you can do reactions during an opponent's turn, but that doesn't necessarily mean you're playing cards, because you're not playing them from your hand. You're playing it from your canvas. When it's your turn, you can play actions at any point on your turn. So you can do it before your main, you can do it before you draw a trade, or let's say you get to your end step and you draw to end your turn. Before you actually physically end your turn, let's say you drew an action, you could say, oh, I'm going to play that action, but it must still maximum your three cards. So you can't play more than 3 cards per turn. But yes, as Lewis says, let's say you start your turn with restock in hand. You could play restock before drawing or trading. Yeah, no worries, OSJ. No OSJ. And what was it about Shield Wall again? So with Shield Wall, a common misconception about Shield Wall is that people think that Shield Wall is people think that Shield Wall is they have an extra shard defense. So if I bring up a card as an example, stand by, folks. I'm just going to get my card bot working. I say my card bot, it's Lewis's card bot. Thank you very much, Lewis, again for creating this. And then hopefully it works pretty quickly. There we go. So look at Astrid. So Astrid has 5 strength, 5 shards of health, and Shield Wall 2. So firstly, Shield Wall is not when you're attacking. So if I use Astrid to attack somebody, then she's still a 5 strength, 5 strength, 5 health character. That doesn't change. When she's being attacked is when Shield Wall activates. Shield Wall 2 means that when you attack her, she hits back with 7 strength. It does not give her 7 shards of health. So you still only need to attack Astrid with a 5 shard card to erase her, but she would do 7 damage back. So it's an attack. It's her strength that increases when she hits back, not her health, which is a common misconception because people think shield wall, shield means defense means health, but no, that's not the case. Think of it like a spiky shield. You're doing more damage to the person attacking you. That's how I always remember it. Also, for anyone thinking of streaming, don't forget this overlay is open source. Yes, very true. Yeah, the fact that, see how I'm bringing up the cards here? That is a thing that Lewis has created. If anybody streams and wants a copy of that, message Lewis in the Discord and he'll happily share it. It's a great thing. You probably will need a stream deck or something similar to do it. That's what I use. But yeah, just to mention that as well. I see. So it should be 7... No, the opposite, Heron. It's that when someone attacks... It's when somebody attacks Astrid, she has 7 attack, not 7 health. Yeah. So again, going back to Astrid here. So if you attacked Astrid, she would hit you back with 7 strength, but she's still only 5 shards of health. As a web interface too. I didn't know that. That's one of those. But yes, so I will definitely make sure that one is in the FAQ because that one seems to cause some confusion sometimes. But yeah, so that is the, oh, I know it's the opposite, but I think it should, oh, you think it should be the other way. I see. Unfortunately, that won't be changing, but I understand the thought process. So what I first want to, oh, I actually had the right image up there. So the first thing I want to do, folks, in the community segment is I would like to read you out Rich's winning poem. So we spoke earlier in the stream that congratulations to Rich, who won the creative competition for Draco, for Chapter 2, whereby we asked everybody to write a short story or poem, just some form of creative writing, 1,000 words or less, which denoted what happened here. And Rich was the winner, conferred by Rachel Constantine. And what I'd like to do for you folks is I'd like to read out the winning creative writing. I'm actually going to change the music to let's go to Draco Temple whilst we read out. There you go. There's some Draco Temple. So I will do my best to do a reading of Richard's poem. On a frozen lake where the ice was thick, dragons and fairies met in a battle quick. Divided by an ice-water stream, they fought for their dreams. The dragons were fierce with scales of gold, their eyes glinting bright, their wings unfurled. The fairies were small, but they were brave. With their magic in hands, they fought to save. The battle raged on with no end in sight. Dragons breathed fire, and the fairies took flight. But in the middle of a frozen lake, a red, worn, and torn flag did shake. It fluttered in the wind, a symbol of strife, a reminder of the cost of this fight. The dragons and fairies paused for a while, to remember those lost with a tear and a smile. And as they looked at the flag so red, they realized it was time to put the hatred to bed. For on this frozen lake, divided by a stream, they saw the beauty of their shared dream. Dragons and fairies, together they stood, united by love, as only they could. With the red flag as a backdrop so torn, they vowed to protect what they had sworn. And so they joined forces, hand in hand, to create a world that would forever stand. Dragons and fairies, side by side, on that frozen lake, with love as their guide. As the sun sets on this icy scene, the dragons and fairies found peace serene. For in their hearts they knew it was true, that love and unity would always break through. So let us remember this tale so grand, of dragons and fairies, hand in hand, on this frozen lake, divided by a stream, where love conquers all, like an eternal dream. So there we go. That was the winning poem by Richard. Very, very well written. So I think what won Rach over is she loved the idea that, you know, before the dragons and fairies actually, you know, to be very clear, folks, this is not canon. This is community written. Rachel really liked the idea of before the dragons and fairies actually became such a great working unit as they are within the lore now, that actually beforehand they did have this massive battle and fight. You know, they didn't see to eye, but this location where the battle raged on ended up unifying them before they then became where they are now. So yeah, very well done, Rich. Really well done. Hope you guys enjoyed that reading of it as well. So yeah, feel free to chuck and chat what you think of that. What else we got in the meantime? I think you guys were still talking about Shield Wall. Looks like Shield Wall palette doesn't work like I thought it did. Probably not, still a good effect. Yeah, the main thing with Shield Wall is that it's a preventative ability. If you play loads of ability cards with Shield Wall, people are less likely going to attack your canvas because they then won't be able to get as much value out of their attacks. You know, if they attack you with a higher shard cost character, they're still going to lose their higher shard cost character. Well read, thank you. No worries, Richard. It was very, very good. So that is the arts, and that's kind of the content I want to show you this week. Let's talk now about palette builds. So every week now I'm doing a, community palette building challenge, where I set a challenge to you guys in the Discord to create a palette based on a certain rule set. So the challenge that I gave you last week was called create the strongest legal canvas palette you can create, where every card must contain 2 different colors. So therefore every card has to have an Achroma and a color, or 2 different colors. So yeah, it also means that there would be no 1 shard cards in here. So I've got 5 entries on this one. So let's go through the entries we got and discuss them. And also, you know, the challenge was to also make a good legal palette. So it'll be interesting to see how good these are. This week better allow pixie palettes. It will, Lewis. But it's going to be an interesting one. Should do one with no rares or legendaries. That's a good idea. I'll put that in my list. So the first one I've got here is from Echo in the Discord. So Echo took it personally that I said that it was probably going to be difficult to do an Achroma palette in this challenge. So he's done an Achroma palette. So as you can see, every single card here has a color and basically 2 different colors. So none of them are single colors. And all of them are 2 shards or more. So we've got an Achroma palette. So we've got Solveig with Gunnar and Brynhild with a Semanti Stone and Samir Smash. That's a really solid group of rares and legendaries. Obviously, we've got all of the Brisgavi Raiders and all the Brisgavi Hunters, I should say, because all of them have Cyan and Achroma, which obviously plays really well into Gunnar, Solveig, and also the Samir Totems. We've got some really solid objects, again, from the Brisgavi. Totem Worship works really well with that pair so far. We got Cave Expedition for the revealing the locations, which there isn't actually many locations. So Cave Expedition is pretty much going to land you a Samir Totem or promo card. We've got Haim Shard Cache, which is always a solid card. We've also got Pouch of Shards, which is a good way of getting a quick bit of gain, and Aurium Diamond for gain as well. I actually think this is a really solid palette. Like, even though it's been done for a bit of a challenge, I actually think this is a really, really solid Achroma troll palette. It's got really good synergy, really good control cards with Brisgavi Rage, the Axe, the Samir Smash, really good ways of gaining shards with these cards at the bottom. I like it. I think it's really, really good. So well done to Echo for the submission. It is legal based on my challenge. What else have we got in the meantime? My Pixie palette. Yes, it is coming up, Char. Tools probably the best Achroma for this task. Yeah. Just Cope says, another FAQ, how attack works, how objects work during the attack, if a card has multiple objects, which ones are raised. Yep, that is very good. Maybe, I think, as Shah said earlier, I think maybe doing some FAQs with examples would work quite well, especially for that. Part 2, how poison works when attacking. Yep, that is fair play. Thank you very much, Just Cope. So the next palette is also from Echo. So Echo did another Achrom palette, and this one is using Salem cards. So a mixture of Cove and Curdle Hill. So we've got Pearl of Kaluda, which is a curse card, essentially. Sintamani, great choice. Mage Selite for some more control. Some of the Harvest for some secrets, which is interesting. And Bay of Mysteries. So bit of an odd mixture of rares. Obviously, Semantione is always amazing. Mage Selite is always good. I'm more wondering where the Some of the Harvest comes into this one. Unless it's just thrown in there because there's nothing else. But we've got the promo card. Obviously, yeah, Abundance, great card. Alchemist Tincture is obviously brilliant for finding Sintamani Stone or Corrupted Me on Trap. Arabella's Recipe is going to be a big one in this one because that gives you 1 steal for each card in your canvas with any Achrom and Chroma, of which there is, you know, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 potential cards for that. So that's pretty big. Yeah, very good for getting cards on the board as well with Alchemist Tincture, yeah. Obviously, Corrupted Me on Trap is for some control. Cove Caves are solid locations. Dark Rainbow is obviously your biggest way of winning with Chroma because you know, we all know Dark Rainbow. Choose a player, curse all their cards, gain +2 for each curse card. It's massive for gain. Yeah, this is actually quite a good palette. I like it. Obviously, got some solid locations, some solid characters. Yeah, obviously, your main win conditions are going to be Dark Rainbow, and I imagine... Oh, you meant Summon the Harvest. Oh, yeah, I guess Summon the Harvest is... Maybe that's what it's there for. Maybe it's there almost for, like, card draw sort of thing. Yeah, because there's no other cards there that benefit from Secret, so I imagine he put that in there. In fact, you know what? I'm pretty certain he wrote in Discord a bit of a... I didn't have time to read out everybody's full kind of, like... Some people broke down their palettes in the post. I didn't have time to read it all out, but let me just see if he mentions it. Yeah, Summon the Harvest, just because that card represents insane value if you can pull it off. Yeah, so it's basically there to do card draw if you can pull it off. But yeah, very nice entry from Echo there. Well done, Echo, for doing that one. Thank you very much for doing that. The next one is from Shah. So Shah did a Achrom Sacrifice from Draco. So again, it's a bit of a mixture of Chroma and Achrom, but it does tend to be more of an Achrom-based palette. Again, you can see here that it does fit the criteria that every card has a minimum of 2 different colors. There's no one-shard cards. We've got Entombed Elders mixed with Umbra Aqueous, Umbra Igneous, Achrom Palladium. That's a great combo. And Chromatic Extinction for some great control. Characters-wise, it's tough to be able to get these characters working. Draco Web was good for card draw. Minima Draco is great for card draw. Rock, I guess, is in there just for the easy steal. But obviously can be protected with Achrom Palladium, which makes the fact it has to attack every turn not too bad. Chroma Storehouse, fantastic choice. Obviously, you've got a lot of dark blue, a lot of red, so Chroma Storehouse is always going to be a good choice. Monastery Underside, a bit Prevent. Can never not have a little bit Prevent. Can be very useful in multiplayer games. Again, got some more card draw. Battle of Arcus isn't used very often, but I do actually quite like that. Claw Slash for some control. Some sacrifice cards. Again, a lot of it's around card draw, which I like. And obviously some Haim Sharkash as well. So overall, pretty good palette. You know, obviously it revolves around getting your sacrifice out. Obviously the win conditions probably going to be Achrom, maybe a little bit of Chroma in there if you hit the storehouse right, but overall a pretty good palette. So thank you very much, Shah, for this one. I hate that Curse All card and +2. It's OP. My missus has it in the Curdle. Yeah, and you know the reason that card was originally going to be an Achrom card, Just Cope. It was going to be Curse All cards and -1 for every curse card, but it turned to a +2 because of the fact that Chroma won. So that's a really good example of what happens if the community plays a certain side. So yeah, well done to Shah for this one. The next one I've got is also from Shah. They did a Pixie palette from Spirata. So this is a... Now, I actually really like this palette. Excuse me. I wonder if it's in there. Ooh, it's... Oh, I know why it's not in there. But yeah, so this is technically a fairy palette, but with just 1 Pixie. So the idea is this is probably going to win you a game through Chroma, but... excuse me. If you suddenly pull out Spiral with all these characters, suddenly it can turn from, oh, I have like 8 gain to, oh, I now have like 10 steal. Yeah, I didn't know that. I still hate it. Yeah, Dark Rainbow is an incredibly powerful card. So we've got here Spiral and Double Trouble with Cocoon Lantern, Awaken the Guardians, and Pixie Prison. So a good little combo there. Obviously, you can't Double Trouble Spiral, but you could Double Trouble any of your common characters or somebody else's legendary. Cocoon Lantern is a great way of protecting yourself if Spiral goes out. At least you get the 5 shards back if it gets erased. Awaken the Guardians is good when you have many locations. I'd probably say Awaken the Guardians is not my favorite choice of rares there, just because that only really benefits from locations of which you've only really got 1, 2, 3, 4 locations. I'd probably swap that out for something else, in my opinion. But again, the whole point of this was just trying to build a palette that went to it. I'm not sure if there were any other locations that would have worked there. But Pixie Prison, great choice as well to raise a character and get a nice +2. Characters-wise, great choices here. Funguars for poison, Dracon's really good resolve, some shard reductions to make things cheaper, creature comforts, which works obviously well. To reveal a creature is going to get your Funguar or Dracon, which are great choices. Squad formation to be able to get that card draw. Vount Scouting Party is good trade fodder or draw. Protection is protection. Role reversal. I'm not sure what you'd role reverse in this one. Maybe the school librarian, I guess. And then, yeah, some locations to Hameshard Cache. So overall, a very strong palette. You know, Spirata is almost hard to get wrong. I'd say that's the only card I'm like, about. Double Trony was mainly for copying someone else's cards. Yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, nice job for this one shot. And then the last one is from Lewis. So Lewis did a location palette. So I've actually seen palettes similar to this recently. And actually, it was one of the palettes that... Shaz used at the Bash Northern Grand Tournament that did him really, really well. So this is a location-only palette. And as Lewis said in the write-up for this one, that, let's be honest, locations are incredibly difficult to get rid of. There are statistically less ways of getting rid of locations than there are characters. So if you have a palette that is full of locations, it's much harder for an opponent to control your board. There is also the negative side, which is if you don't have your own characters out, you don't have anything to attack with, which means if you're playing against a character-heavy palette, they can kind of go really wide. But point being, this is a location-heavy palette. So you got Veil Chaser as the legendary, which means that you probably aren't going to use the characters can't be attacked, but you will use the +5 and the divert. You got Cove of Plenty, so whenever you deploy a location, draw a card. Really, really cool. Kelby is in there because she has divert and protection, so she could divert abilities like Fireball, for example. Maidsley Investigation, good control card. Luxmon Lighthouse, it's just a good location. And then obviously we've just got loads of locations. You know, there's not real, there's nothing overly special here, as in like, you know, you've got good locations, obviously promo cards. Where this comes good, though, is then Dark Rainbow. Because what you do is you spend 2 or 3 turns playing loads of locations out. Like, look at all these locations, and then you drop a Dark Rainbow, and suddenly you have 8 or 9 locations out, and that's going to get, you know, with Dark Rainbow, curse all your own locations, you're going to be getting, like, you know, 16 to 20 shards. Tankards is the same thing, +1 for each card on your canvas. Again, if you've got loads of locations, Tankards is going to get you a good amount. Solomon's Influence is on there because the only character in this palette is Kelby. So Solomon's Influence guarantees you getting Kelby out, and it forces your opponent to spend shards on a character as well. Abundance, great choice. Get a bit of a shard booster. Corrupted Muon Traps, I believe, is in there to deal with pesky characters. There's a bit of character control. Hex Clunker Parts, it's just a good card to put on your location. And Arabella's Recipe, again, is a great action where if you look, again, how many cards have we got here that could trigger Arabella's Recipe? 1, 2... 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, it's a really strong location palette. So, you know, I'd say all of these palettes are strong, considering that these were created purely with the idea of, hey, it's a fun little palette challenge. I actually say all of these are really good. Everybody has hit the mark with these. If you want to see these palettes off stream, there is the forum post. Definitely give them a try. Challenge idea, character or location only. Ooh, I'll put that on my list as well, Shah. But speaking of challenge, now we've had a look at those ones, so thank you very much to those that entered this week. I'd say if I had to pick a winner, obviously these aren't actual giveaways, these are just personal things. If I had to pick a winner, I don't know. Let's do a vote in chat. Echo and Lewis, you can't vote. Shah, you can. I'm 50-50. I want to say I'm really impressed. I mean, I'm really impressed by all of them, but I really like this location palette. I think this really is cool. But I'm also really like this Briscavi Trolls palette because Briscavi Trolls are notoriously hard to build with, and I actually think he's built a really cool palette of this. So what do you think? I'll give you guys 30 seconds for those that either vote for Briscavi or the Veiled Chaser. We'll see who's gonna honorary win this week. Echo and Lewis, you can't vote if you're in stream. Ooh, right now we've got 3 for the Trolls. I'll give it another 15 seconds, but I think it's going to go to the Trolls. Yeah. Okay, that's definitely Trolls. Seb said Veil Chaser, fair enough, but I think that is a lot of Trolls. I think Lewis can also agree that fair is fair. The Trolls are definitely the harder palette to build, and Echo's done really well there. So yeah, well done to Echo. Honorary mention to Lewis and Shah as well. So thank you very much, guys, for entering. And with that, let's talk about this week's challenge. Trolls finally won something. So I do have another challenge for you. So I will. What happens, folks, is I'm going to create a Discord forum post where you can create your palette. I recommend you can create your palette as an image like this using the community-built Achroma.Tools or AchromaDeckBuilder.com. Now the challenge for this week is it's similar to this week's, but it's going to be much more difficult. So what I'm looking for is create this. I'm going to read this word for word several times. A challenge should be build a deck with Spirata full. It should be. I will do a Spirata themed one this month, but I had one already prepared for today. So I'll, as a promise, Lewis, I will make next week's Spirata exclusive. I appreciate that. No, I don't want to do that because that alienates people that haven't got Spirata, but we'll figure out. But this week's challenge, in the meantime, I'm calling it the Perfect Achroma Palette. I want you guys to create, again, the strongest legal canvas palette you can create. So again, you're not just going for fun, you're going for as strong as you can make it, where as close as possible, the Achrom shards must equal the Chroma shards. So for every 1 Achrom shard you've got in your palette, there should be an equal Chroma shard. Now, you don't fail this challenge if you can't get it equal, because it might not actually be possible to get equal. But the person who gets the honorary win of the week is probably going to be the person who can actually get it equal. It does mean a little bit of shard counting. I appreciate that for some people that is, might not be the most fun thing, counting shards. No, not everybody has to participate this week. But I want you to try and make the perfect balanced Achroma palette. So for every Achrom shard you have in your palette, there must also be a Chroma shard. If you can get it bang on even, it doesn't matter whether it's a 60 shard palette or a 160 shard palette. So Pure counts as 4 Achrom shards. That's correct, Lewis. So if you put in Pure, you would have to have another card in there. I mean, you don't have to have a card that is 4 Chroma shards. You might have one card that is 2 Chroma shards and another shard that is 2 cards. Basically, just the total Achrom shards versus the total Chroma shards must be as close to equal as possible. Yeah, so you haven't got to do match for match cards, but effectively you will have to. But you could use Acer. Yeah, so you could put Acer with Pure, and now suddenly that's even. I mean, technically, there's as much leeway as you want, Lewis. If you build a palette and it's like 12 shards towards Achrom, it still counts for the challenge. I'm not going to be mean and say, oh no, you add 12 more Achrom shards, you lose, you get nothing. No, you still can participate, but the person who wins, because I do like picking a winner each week, is going to be the person who is closest to net zero and has also created a really strong palette. That's what I'm looking for. But if it ends up being a 2 or 3 leeway, then you're probably still going to have a good chance of winning. But if someone did have the perfect Achroma palette, they might have a slight edge. But then again, if the perfect Achroma palette is actually not very good compared to your very good palette that's 2-3 leeway, then you might win. Make sense? Only can use cards that have steal or minuses and gain. So that was actually another thought process I had for a separate one about how mixing gain and steal. But in this particular one, Heron, it doesn't matter about gain or steal. It doesn't matter if your deck ends up being all steal or all gain or a mixture. It's not about gain and steal. It's just purely about the colors. It's just purely about mixing Achrom to Chroma. Can we use the announce Altari cards and Spirata promo? I'm going to say Spirata promo, yes. Because hopefully, again, I don't know the date is the answer, but I've been told it should be days, not weeks. Theoretically, the Spirata promo should be out before next week. Again, don't take that as a promise, folks. I literally know nothing here. But considering that I think the Spirata promo should be out in the coming days, and therefore should be out by the time next Sunday hits, I'm going to say Spirata promo, yes. I'm going to say Altari cards, no, because they haven't actually been released yet. And, you know, I don't think they'll be released by next Sunday. So no to Altari, yes to Spirata promo. And yeah, the Spirata, it's the same as, I mean, it just means that if you're building in Spirata that you could do that, because if otherwise you wouldn't be able to. But yeah, so there we go. That is my challenge for you this week, folks. As soon as I finish stream, I will post in the Discord with the details for that, where you can post it. And that is the challenge for this week. And with that, folks, that brings me to the end of this Achroma live stream. I think this has actually been one of the longest Achroma weekly live streams in a while, and we didn't even do a proper Realm Table segment, and that's just because we had so much news to talk about. I won't do a recap, because that will probably take me another 5 minutes, but we've gone through the Achroma news event previews, we've had a very small Realm Table discussion, and we've had a really fun community showcase showing off the winning poem and the palette building challenges. But yeah, it's been very, very good. I hope you guys have enjoyed today's news, and I hope you guys are excited for the Spirata season, of which there'll be more information as we go through it. And obviously, get fighting for Chroma and Achroma, because the Achromata has started. And yeah, exciting times. Thank you very, very much to everybody that has joined me live in stream. It always makes it more fun when you guys are here with me. So thank you very much to everybody that has been chatting live. And as you can expect, we will have another Achroma weekly live stream, same time, 7 p.m. next week here on this YouTube channel. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and give the stream a like, as it really helps the YouTube algorithm. And yeah. Thanks for the stream as always, fellas. See you again next week. Thank you very much, Just Cope. But yeah, next week we'll have more things. Keep an eye on the Discord for the Achroma Realm Table segment. You know, I'll be looking to get some guests on next week, so hopefully you can join. And yeah, have a fantastic start to your week, folks. I have been Charles Barton, otherwise known as Viridian Discord. Good luck in your games. See you soon. Bye-bye.